What's up, cooks? It's Wednesday. Today, we're going to talk about the top 5 questions that I get about stand mixers. Now, the quarantine is in full effect, right? We're all staying home. We're cooking more in the kitchen. People are baking. People are making bread. They're kneading it, right? And I've gotten so many questions about stand mixers that I thought I would talk about some of the top 5 ones that I've gotten. I get all the time, right? So it's Wednesday. What's up? And let's talk about the top 5 questions about stand mixers. Question number 1 in my top 5 questions about stand mixers. Should I get a stand mixer? Well, if a lot of you that know me already know what my answer to that is. My answer is yes, right? My answer is yes. This is my secret wild cherry beverage. My answer to the question, should you get a stand mixer, is yes. Now, you can do everything by hand in your kitchen. You can whisk, you can stir, you can knead the bread, right? And that's great. And I love doing those things. There's times where I want to get at one with my ingredients, right? But we're at home now. We're not going out to eat, and we are cooking every single day. And to be honest with you, me hand kneading bread on a regular basis just isn't going to happen, right? Because number one, I don't have the strength to do that. And I just like the convenience of having a stand mixer. So you can also get a hand mixer. This is a KitchenAid hand mixer. I don't have the paddles on here, but that's what this is. You can use a hand mixer. The problem with using a hand mixer on heavier ingredients is they will just bog down, and they will result in, a little bit of working on the arms and the shoulders. I love these for small jobs. So if you want to beat 2 egg whites, you want to do a small cookie batter, do you want to take it to a pot, because these things are portable? They're great for that. But to say that you're going to use this as your primary mixer, I think it's not the best option. So to properly cream ingredients and properly knead bread and avoid hand fatigue and shoulder fatigue, a stand mixer is an essential tool for your kitchen. So if you want to learn to cook, or you want to take your cooking to another level, a stand mixer should be part of your playbook. So number 1, my answer to, should I get a stand mixer? The answer is yes. Question number 2, which stand mixer should I buy? Now, I get this question many, many times a day. And I don't want it to seem like I'm avoiding the question or I'm trying to be, like that. But I have a few thoughts on this, and it may not totally answer the question, but I will try to give the best of my ability to answer it. So to start, I believe that there is not one single stand mixer on the market right now that is all things to all people. There isn't. Now, I know people get a favorite brand. They probably purchased a stand mixer and they kind of believe that it is the end-all mixer. And they'll try to convince you that it is the end-all mixer. I can assure you, there is no mixer on the market that does everything. That does everything perfect, that will not annoy you in any way, shape, or form, that is perfect in every job that it does, that it can do small batches. It can take one egg white and beat it into the most beautiful meringue you've ever seen, while at the same time making 8 loaves of bread for you. There is no mixer out there that is great at doing everything. Believe me. I personally have many brands of mixers across all kinds of different manufacturers, all kinds of platforms, all kinds of styles, all kinds of skills and abilities. And I can tell you from experience that I have not found one stand mixer that can do everything outstanding. But one of the things I can tell you about purchasing a stand mixer is part of the fun is discovering what your preferences and what your priorities are. And what that is at the beginning of your cooking journey will be different than what it will be as your cooking journey progresses. The key is to create a list of what things are important to you, what kind of recipes you're going to make, and what kind of things that you expect out of a mixer. Now I know what you're saying. Amy, answer the question, right?
Sure.
Answer the question. Well, the only thing I could do is give you some of my thoughts. I can tell you some of the things that I prefer in a stand mixer. They may be important to you or they may not be important to you. Okay, first up in terms of a planetary mixer. This is a planetary mixer. This is the KitchenAid Pro Professional HD. This is the KitchenAid Classic Plus. And that is the Farberware. I call him Scrappy-Doo, right? He's got a nickname. He is Scrappy-Doo in this house. So these are planetary mixers. They basically have a stationary bowl and the mixer paddle goes around like this. It goes around and it goes orbital, right? Like this, and like it spins and goes around. So it tries to get as much as it can inside the bowl. So for me, my preference in a planetary mixer, my personal preference is a bowl lift. Now, right? Does that mean that I don't like tilt heads? That doesn't mean that, because just when I say that I prefer a bowl lift, along comes the Kenwood 7-quart. And that just turns that all, upside down. So while I say I prefer a bowl lift mixer just because it tends to be more powerful and more robust, that doesn't say that there aren't tilt heads out there that aren't powerful and robust as well. I still do love my tilt head though. But in terms of planetary, generally, I prefer a bowl lift.
Translation. A lot of tilt heads, when you're trying to make bread dough, she doesn't want to be like a bobblehead. Doink, 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 doink.
Bye, bobblehead. So what do I look for in a stand mixer? I look for a mixer that's robust. Something's got enough power that can do the jobs that I want to do. I also look for a stand mixer that can properly cream butter and sugar. Because some recipes at the core of that recipe, like cookies, the core of cookies is that you get a nice, fluffy, integrated, dissolved sugar butter mixer that almost turns into what looks like frosting. Literally, when you let it go 3, 4, 5 minutes, it gets this lightness and fluffiness to it. And that's what I want a mixer to be able to do. Otherwise, the resulting cookie is going to be a lot different. So I look for a mixer that's robust, that can handle bread that I want to do, and also a mixer that can properly cream butter and sugar together and have the power to push heavy cookie doughs like oatmeal cookies. I also look for a mixer that doesn't have a lot of cracks and crevices in it, that it makes it difficult to clean. I prefer accessories, attachments that can go into the dishwasher. That's not the case all the time. If it doesn't come with those, does it have ones that I can purchase that are fully stainless steel that I can put in the dishwasher? Cleanliness is very important to me. And if I have a mixer with a lot of cracks and crevices that collect a lot of junk in there that makes it hard to clean, that is not a preferable mixer to me.
Or that suck-in flour, because that's where the blower
Yeah, the suck-in flour. I've had some that they put the fan, they put the inlet here and the outlet here, and the thing is sucking in flour. You put flour and it's like, it's straight up into the motor. So, those are considerations that I look for as well. Okay, attachments. So attachments are important to a lot of people, but to be honest with you, there's very few attachments to a stand mixer that I actually use. I have a bunch of them, but the problem is stand mixers are geared in a way that they tend to be slow, and there's some attachments that need to be fast, like a blender or a food processor. So when I'm thinking about whether or not a mixer takes attachments or not, number one, it's a little difficult for me to form that opinion because I have so many mixers that take so many different attachments that when I buy a new mixer, my concern is not necessarily attachments because I have other mixers that have probably the same attachments. But also, there's some things that I just don't use attachments, like the food processor, like the blender. So I use standalone appliances for those because they're more efficient, they're better, flat out. So attachments is an issue for me, but it's not a major issue for you. If it is a major issue for you, then that's something to take into consideration.
If your kitchen is small, you might have to live with attachments because you don't have room for all these appliances.
That's a personal thing. If you have a small kitchen, you might want a mixer with a lot of attachments. But I have a decent amount of room, so yeah. So my answer to what stand mixer should I buy is it is a personal preference. You need to examine your cooking style, your budget, what do you want out of a mixer. But keep in mind that you're not going to get everything you want from, a mixer is not going to do every job that you need it to do. So just keep that in mind. It depends on your likes, your preferences, your dislikes, all that fun stuff. So that's my answer to which mixer should I buy. My answer is buy one that meets your needs. Question number 3, what size stand mixer should I get? So stand mixers run the gamut from the KitchenAid Mini that's like 3.5 quarts all the way up to, in the home version, the ProLine 7, the 8 quart. So you're sort of talking about 7 and 8 quart is at the largest kind of capacity for stand mixers, around 8 quart down to like 3.5 quart. If you want to get larger than that, you're going to be looking at a commercial mixer. So 10 quart, 20 quart, 40 quart, 60 quart, 140 quart, which would be bigger than this room, right? And it also would be about $40,000. So you have a wide range of sizes, shapes and sizes available for stand mixers. So the problem comes in, like we talked about in the previous question, when you want to buy one mixer and you expect that one of these small 4.5 quart Classic Pluses that can do 2 egg whites is going to be exactly the same and do the same jobs as a larger 8 quart mixer, 7 quart, 8 quart mixer. They're entirely two different machines. Because the large mixer is going to have trouble making those small amounts, and the small mixer is going to have trouble making the large amounts. So like I've said in the past, I believe your plan should be to have 2 mixers that will do both of those tasks for you. That will give you the fully equipped kitchen, right? You might have a hand mixer, but also you might pick up one of these smaller mixers. This could be your entry-level mixer. And you could use it for batters and whipping cream and stuff like that. But as your cooking progresses, you might want to get a larger mixer, like a big tilt head, or something like a Bosch or an Ankarsrum. These are going to take your bread making to another level. Now I know a lot of people tell me, you're telling me I got to buy 2 stand mixers? That's going to be expensive. But what I'm telling you is it's a plan, right? Learning to cook is a process. You don't learn to cook in one day. It's a lifetime commitment and a lifetime experience and a journey. So what you buy on day one when you're beginning to cook may not work for you a year or 2 years later. So what I tell people is create a plan. Your plan might be, 1 year on Christmas you get one of these, and the next year on Christmas you get one of these for your birthday or for Christmas, right? And you can leave this out on your counter. Have this, your pretty little mixer in your favorite color that you use on a day-to-day basis. You pull that baby out for batters and simple things. Leave that on your counter and get you a large, robust mixer. Keep it in your pantry or your closet or whatever. This is a mixer you're going to pull out when you want to make 3 loaves of bread, 4 loaves of bread. You want to do holiday cooking. You want to make a big batch of cookies for, your kid's soccer game or whatever. This enables you to be able to do that. So my answer of what size stand mixer you should get is possibly more than one. Question number 4. Do the attachments from one mixer work on other brand mixers? My answer to that is no. I get these questions all the time. Can I use bowls from here to here? No. Can I use attachments from the hub from here to here? No. These are not compatible across brands. Now there is one exception between the KitchenAid and the Kenwood, because Whirlpool makes both of those. KitchenAid uses parts around the world and it's assembled in the US. Kenwood is made in Hong Kong, but they use a number 10 hub. So you can use the KitchenAid attachments on some of the Kenwoods. You might also be able to use one on the Hobart N50. I'm not exactly sure about that. But when you get up to the larger Hobarts, those things needs NSF certified attachments. So a lot of the larger Hobarts have their own hub. I don't know if it's a number 20. I think these are number 10s. I'm not sure what the hub size is on a Hobart. But you need a commercial level attachment for a Hobart. So, question number 4. Can I use attachments across different brands of mixers? And the answer is no. And number 5. Miss Amy, how many stand mixers do you have? I have more than 40. That's the answer. And my bonus question of the top questions that I get about stand mixers. Miss Amy, should I get a Bosch or an ankh? My answer is the Bosch stand mixer and the Ankarsrum are both very fine options. It's just a matter of preference. The biggest thing is research the two and see which one you want to commit to. And once you do, buy it and go for it. You will learn the quirks, what these mixers can do, what they can't do, as you use these things. And you'll grow to love these, whichever one you pick. So make your decision and buy one. You're going to love it either way. You're going to learn the mixer. You're going to know its habits and its greatness and its limitations. So my answer to Bosch or ankh is either one is a great option.
Bonus comment. Stainless steel. Shiny, looks pretty, huh?
So cooks, those are my top 5 questions that I get about stand mixers. When you're making your decision to make a stand mixer, weigh all your options, list all your priorities, how you're going to use it, the recipes, and just buy one and get out there and cook. Sometimes you can just overanalyze it, then you never even get one. The mixer you buy at the beginning may not be the mixer you keep for the rest of your life. Just know that you most likely, as you progress in your cooking, will need a larger mixer that does bread. And whether you choose either one of these options, there will be a good mixer for you. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe below and go ahead and visit my website at amylearnstocook.com. If you also like to talk about stand mixers, cooking, recipes, all that stuff, join my Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/amylearnstocook. And you can also catch me on social media at Pinterest and Twitter at Amy Learns to Cook, and on Instagram, I'm at Cookin' with Amy. Now, go buy a mixer.